about a random topic. This week, FNAF got announced to be coming to Dead by Daylight, so I'm just gonna yap about that for however long and talk about what I think, what I want to see from this collab, I don't know, just ramble as the title suggests. So, this was announced on Twitter, and just a screenshot from the Dead by Daylight Twitter account, and it's not till summer 2025. I saw a lot of people thinking it was going to be a Fortnite announcement because they said there's going to be a FNAF collab announcement that day. People thought it'd be Fortnite, but nope, Dead by Daylight, which I'm happier with. I play both games, but I could live without Freddy Fazbear shooting a gun. It's interesting though they announced it so early for Dead by Daylight because it's not till summer 2025 that's actually releasing. And the way deals work for Dead by Daylight, at least as far as we know, they take about a year of development. So this deal was probably just reached like a month ago. There's probably very little actually done on this chapter, which is really interesting. And I could get why they revealed it early, because especially as of late, and probably just about any time in Dead by Daylight, leaks are always really bad. I mean, Lara Croft got leaked out early. Dead by Daylight leaks are very rampant. So announcing it early so it will be a surprise is nice. So this is coming summer of next year. What I personally want to see, Killer Survivor map. Let's just start with map. And I'm going to do Killer last because that's the thing most people care about. So gotta drive up that engagement. Alright, so for a map, I've seen people say they would want, the security breach Pizzaplex. People want the FNAF 3 office. Personally, for me, maybe the FNAF 3 office would work best gameplay-wise, but I would much rather have the FNAF 1 office in that entire pizza place. I just think that's the most iconic location of the FNAF franchise, and I think that could work as a Dead by Daylight map. You could even have like a little outdoor area, just to make sure there's enough space and everything. I think it would probably be a lot like Larry's, except maybe good, hopefully. That would be my ideal map. The FNAF 2 office would be fine, but I feel like the FNAF 1 office, just that entire pizza place, first, most iconic. Second, the layout itself for that office and that entire pizza place is very well defined. We have exact specifications and which room is where everything is. While with all the other locations, besides maybe the security breach place, we only have, we kind of have to fill in the blanks in some spots. So that'd be my ideal map. For Survivor, I think Michael Afton. I think I'm getting that right. I'm a decent FNAF fan. I'll have my little bouts where I'll watch a bunch of FNAF content. I've played a few of the games. I'm not going to call myself a super fan. I've only seen like one or two game theories, but still. So I have knowledge over FNAF, but not knowledge. So I could be getting some of this info wrong here. But I think Michael Afton for the Survivor, and you have him as like a security guard. I think for some of his perks, I don't have, again, as I just said, I'm not a huge fan, so I can't really say exact specific perks as I could with like Ellie for The Last of Us. I'd want to have one perk for Michael that would be based on probably like a security camera kind of thing. Maybe you could place maybe you can have something like wiretap, but with lockers or something like that. Or just okay, this is the idea I'd come up with. You give him a boon totem, which I don't think that's that unrealistic for him. Give him a boon totem. Anytime the killer's within the totem's range, you could see their aura. Or something like that. You can obviously swap it around, anytime the killer's outside the boon, you see their aura. Anytime the survivor's in the boon, you see killer's aura. Just something like that, where you have a boon totem, and in some way, it reveals the killer's aura. I think that'd be fitting. I think it'd be balanced. And I just want more boon totems that are actually good. We just got the Alan Wake boon totem, but that one's really, I mean, that one's kind of mediocre. And a lot of the other boon totems we have in this game are pretty awful. So just having more good boon totems would be great. Other perks I'd want for Michael, I really couldn't say. I probably a good amount of perk. Probably you could have at least one of them be based on generators. And yeah, I think that's about what you could do. I don't know. It's obviously we don't know. I don't know a lot about Michael Afton. Maybe in the lore, there's a lot more knowledge on him. Just going based off what I know, there's not a whole lot to do for perks. Now for cosmetics for this collab, I think I think something that's inevitable, not even something I necessarily want, but something that's inevitable. We're gonna get a security guard outfit for Fang Min. We are. We just are. There's no way we're not getting one. At the very least, we're getting a security guard outfit for at least one survivor. But I think it's gonna be for Fang Min. I think making a Foxy skin for Blight would be really fitting. I think giving a Vanny skin for Legion would be fitting. And I would obviously want the other three main animatronics as skins for a killer. But as far as which killer, I don't know. I don't know if you'd give him to Springtrap. Spoiler alert, that'd be my ideal actual killer. I don't know if you'd give the skins to Springtrap, you'd give them to another survivor. Maybe you'd give them all to Blight. I don't know. I just think you need to have all the main animatronics there. And having Vanny there just because she fits. Yeah, and then for Springtrap himself, you'd obviously give him a Scrap Trap outfit, along with whatever his outfit is from Security Breach. I think it's Burn Afton. I couldn't tell you. Burn Trap, I think. That's a mid game. Yeah. So the killer, obviously, Springtrap's the ideal killer. People who say that FNAF doesn't fit Dead by Daylight, I mean, have you seen Springtrap? Everything about him is super fitting for the game. So I think you have him as a killer. And for his power, that's something I've been thinking about. I know obviously there's a lot of concepts online, specifically as the concept I think pretty much everyone has seen for a FNAF chapter with Springtrap, where he has his axe as a weapon, he does a little lunge attack. I think my ideal power for Afton, I don't know about like a main power, but I think a good mechanic for him is you put spring suits around the map, and either you could, and Springtrap would have like a certain amount he could carry, not carry, but a certain amount he could use, similar to Pig with her traps. And I think either he could like place the spring suit on the survivor, or he like does like a pyramid head cage thing and it sends the survivor to the spring suit. And when they're in the spring suit, maybe you have you have to do a bunch of skill checks no matter what hook phase you're on. Maybe it goes by a bit quicker. I think that's a good secondary power. He still needs a power in chase. And modern Dead by Daylight, I mean, new killers come with 2 or 3 powers at this point. 4 if you're Vecna. So I think obviously you need to give Springtrap another power in chase. I don't want it to just be a lunge attack or something like that. I think that's just I'm tired of a lunge attack for Dead by Daylight killers, specifically for licensed ones, because we have Chucky, we have Demogorgon. They all have like lunge attack powers. I'm sure there are other ones I just can't name off the top of my head. You get the idea. I want something. It doesn't have to be the most special thing in the world, but just something unique to Springtrap. Maybe you give him a tracking kind of power that could work. I just want to see. I want his spring suits some way incorporated into his kit, and obviously they'd have their own Mori with getting spring locked. I think his basic Mori would him uh, just biting on the head of the survivor or something like that. As far as perks for Springtrap go, I think you need to have one based on maybe after he hits for one of his perks. If you get hit by a pallet so many times, each time you're hit by a pallet, you gain a token, up to a maximum of 4 tokens, and each token decreases the amount of time you're stunned by a pallet. I think that's a pretty fitting fitting perk for Springtrap with the whole I always come back thing. I think, and I don't think it would be unbalanced or anything. So yeah, I think that would work. I would like to see that for a perk. Maybe you could even like stack that perk. Obviously, I don't know what kind of number you would use for the token. Maybe like 15% like 20% decrease each time, up to a maximum of 80%. I think that works. You could even have it as a way he could lose tokens, or you could have it as a hex. There's a lot of ways you could do it. For his other perks, I think you could give him a hex. I don't know what hex you would give him. I think give him a hex where at first I was gonna say one where like if a survivor is downed, either they can't see the auras of other people or vice versa. But that's kind of what the knockout is already, along with Hex Third Seal. I think something like that, some kind of hex related to being downed, I think would be fitting for Springtrap. Something where if you get downed, either you or your teammates lose knowledge in some way. I don't know how. This is all off the top of my head right now. I've really only thought about this on the surface, so that's kind of why I'm, rambling. For a third perk, I don't know. It's something, I don't know. Not really, maybe you could do a generator regression perk. Considering in the lore, he did create the animatronics, or co-created. So I think giving him some kind of gen perk would be fitting. And I already talked about cosmetics. Yeah, I think that's my ideal Dead by Daylight FNAF collab. If we get Vanny as the killer, I'm going to not be happy. I think Vanny is fitting for a skin for Legion. I don't particularly love Vanny. I just think she's a good skin for Legion. If she's the main, I think if any killer is the main killer, it needs to be Springtrap. Maybe you could have it as Freddy, but even then, I think Springtrap is your best option. I'm very excited for this collab. It's kind of overshadowing the Castlevania collab, which just had their PTB. I'm sure it's going to overshadow the March collab we're getting. And yeah, I think that's about it. Time for review of the week. Alright, so this week I quite literally only watched one thing again.
Rewatched
And it wasn't even a new movie.
theaters.
I just rewatched
So I'll talk
Ponyo
about Ponyo.
in theaters.
Still just
So
as
I'll
good
talk
as the
about
first
Ponyo.
time I watched it.
Still just as
I
good
always
as the
love
first
going
time I
to
watched
the
it.
Ghibli Fest.
I always love going to
movies,
the
like the re-releases.
Ghibli Fest
There's a lot of people
movies,
there.
like
It's
the
always really
re-releases.
nice.
Because there's a lot of people
And
there.
usually
It's
there's
always
some
really
kind of
nice.
applause afterwards as
And
well.
usually there's
It's
some kind of
nice.
applause afterwards as well.
Ponyo,
It's
still
nice.
good movie. Still my
Ponyo,
second favorite Ghibli
still
movie.
good movie.
behind
Still my second
Totoro.
favorite Ghibli movie
Next,
behind
I'll probably
Totoro.
watch
Next, I'll
the-
probably watch
I'll probably watch when Marnie was
the-
there. I think
I'll
that's
probably watch when Marnie was
just
there.
I got a
I think that's
set of postcards recently.
I got a
Studio Ghibli
set of
ones.
postcards recently,
And
Studio
some
Ghibli
of the
ones,
frames they have
and some of the frames they have
and it just
in there
looks like
are
such
from when
a
Marnie was there,
and it
just
beautifully
looks like
animated
such a
movie. That's my next
beautifully
priority.
animated
I don't know if I'll watch
movie.
it this month.
That's my next priority.
I'll
I
probably
don't know if I'll watch
by
it
the
this
end of the
month,
year. I think the
but I'll
next
probably
movie
watch it by the end of the year.
I think the next movie I watch and Palm Springs.
I need to
before
watch
summer
Jaws and Palm
Also Night
Springs
Swim.
before summer ends.
ends.
Also
And
Night Swim.
yeah, I think
And
that's about it for review
yeah,
of the week. Not much to
I
say.
think that's about it for
Now
review of
on
the week.
to
Not much to
question of
say.
the week.
Now on to question of the week. Yeah, so for the question this week, if there's one thing I know about you, you love chemistry. Specifically, you love our chemistry teacher that we had this past year. You loved her class. We're not gonna say your real name. Let's just call her Mrs. Biden. Yeah, you loved her class, loved everything about her, and
Yeah.
because of that, you love school naturally, and
Right.
school's about to start soon, and so your question: what color do you associate with each subject? Like, do you associate red with English, blue with math? Like, if you have like the four binder colors for each main subject, which subject are you pairing with each thing?
Okay, so obviously we're gonna start with the easiest negotiable one. Green is science.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no argument on that. I feel like psychopaths maybe think different, but I'm not a psychopath, so we're not gonna include that one. Then I'm gonna give history yellow. So I know some people think English yellow, but I just really think history just gives yellow. Maybe a mustard yellow. That's history for me. And then I'm gonna give red to English. Those are the kind of the two controversial ones, I feel like, English and math. And then that by default gives blue to math.
It's interesting. You gave the objectively correct colorings with every single thing. I've met many people who have disagreed with me. You gave the literal exact colors I would give as well. There's no debate here to be had.
I don't understand. Obviously, I'm not gonna put some random color. Obviously, pink does not belong in school binders. It's not assigned with any color of a class.
Yeah, pink is what you would put for maybe an elective class or something like that, but not for a main subject.
Not if you were doing traditional colors, as you associate them.
Yeah. No, I think the one main people I see disagree with is English. I've seen people say English should be green, which I can kind of see.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
I think if you move science from the equation and you just have another free color, then I could see English being green. But if you have science there, science is green. There's no debate to be had.
If I were to give a ranking of what order I would give the colors if the one didn't exist, it obviously would be yellow next for English, because I feel like history is English. So they kind of could match.
I'm trying to think in the past, because I usually only use two binders, and one year I had my English binder was green. This past year I had it as yellow. I don't think I've had a red binder. So I think I associate English. Actually, I could see 50-50, yellow and green for English, but it's mainly red. And then math is blue. I've seen someone say that math is yellow, and I do not know what kind of psychopath they are.
Yellow's too complex. I feel like it's when they're my parents messed up and picked a thought daughter, and it's the THOUGHT. That's yellow is thought. So it's too complex.
Yeah, I think of math just basic, navy blue, straight to the point. That's why I see.
So you think of a
Nothing.
navy blue, I think of more like a royal blue or like primary color wheel blue.
I just ignore the existence of royal blue for the most part, so I immediately default
What
to
is
navy
wrong with
blue.
royal blue?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't acknowledge it most of the time. I just think it's. I mean, it's fine as a color. I just think
I feel like
navy blue is better.
this could be a debate because navy blue it could be mistaken as black, so I don't want a binder that's gonna look like it could be black if it's supposed to be colored.
Well, I'm not thinking like navy blue. I'm thinking like dark navy blue. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but like just navy blue, you can still tell it's blue. I think that's the best shade of blue. Besides maybe like
Mm.
very light blue.
I'm just a royal blue gal. I think I like the like. It looks like if you turned the saturation up on the color blue, and I love that.
See that's why I don't like it. I think any kind of color where it looks like the saturation's at max annoys me because it makes me think of like a Michael Bay Transformers movie with the saturation at max, and it just makes me angry. So I just choose to ignore it. That's why I hate
Well,
orange.
my favorite color is literally orange.
Oh, I was scared of the color orange for a few years. I'm gonna be honest.
That's crazy. It's just like orange is so like vibe. I feel like it gives like summer sun in that I just associate with.
See, I like sunset orange, but just any other type of orange. Specifically for a few years. This was like I think 4 years ago. I watched this like horror, uh, analog horror thing on YouTube, and it used the color orange in it, and it scared me so much. I refused to put my lights as LED lights as orange. I refused to wear any orange clothing for like 2 years. So I think now at this point, I still have a little bit of a disdain for orange.
I think that's a trauma response. So I don't think you should hold that against the color.
Was the color orange in the room with us right now?
It's with me in my heart.
I think red is.
No, that's just how it's perceived. It's like you could see it however you want, and my heart is orange.
My heart is I don't think it is. I think it's just red.
You would
Exactly.
never know. Honestly, you haven't seen your heart.
Oh, and you have.
No, but it's open to interpretation
So,
because neither of us have seen our hearts. Anyone has not seen your own heart.
okay, well, I guess we're at a standstill here. Then we're no. What you could do? Someone could have like taken a picture of their heart before, and they could look at it.
If anyone has taken a picture of their own beating heart, please let me know.
Yeah, please comment down below. Get back with us.
Submit a response and
Submit a
tell me what
response.
color it is. Add your own on Instagram. What color is your heart?
That was gonna be tomorrow's poll. It's gonna have like 20 options.
What color is your heart? Boom! I have nothing. Something else to back it up. Why is there an orange heart if there's not an orange heart?
What?
An orange heart emoji?
But there's a heart emoji for every color, though. So that's not. That's
Because hearts can be any color.
no.
What color is your heart? My heart is orange. You can have a pink, yellow, green, baby blue, royal blue, purple, black, gray, white, brown.
What do all the heart? Hold on, I'm looking at the emoji thing right now. I haven't seen what any of the other heart colors look like before. Let's see. See, I don't like the shade of blue for the blue heart. Purple one is fine. Yellow, I think yellow is the best heart.
I. So your heart is yellow.
I think my heart is yellow because I'm full of joy inside.
Yeah, you're just the joyous person.
I'm the most joyous person alive, which is why I have this voice.
It's because it's to restrain you. They just know that you'd be too powerful.
Yeah, it's to hold me back. They knew the world wasn't ready for my
God couldn't
whimsy.
have favorites.
I had too much whimsy and joy in me.
You'd sound like a narrator.
Should I do an audiobook narration?
Next step. You could narrate our AP Euro book.
Ugh. You act like you say that as if I've actually read it myself before.
I can't believe you got a 4. I'm so upset. I cannot believe it.
I, kn- I think I know Audrey got a 4 on it. I don't know if anyone else got a 4 though, because most people
I
I
was
know,
just one of one, so
I just know like Alvin got a 3. Most of my friend group got a 3. Camden got a 1 on it. A lot of the other people I talked to got like 2s and 3s. I
yeah, I
the
know 2s and 3s.
I think
I think
the
Avery got a 4.
huh
I think Avery got a 4.
no I think actually yeah I was talking to Avery about it a little bit ago. She got a well, let me see. No, she got a 2 on it.
Oh. Oh, it's her and Kirby that got 2s. Me and Dylan got 1s.
Yeah, and then she got a 3 on her psychology one. I think maybe the those two older kids that are in our class that sat in the corner, they might have gotten a 4.
Maybe they actually paid attention.
They
Or
actually,
like
which
semi
what
pro.
they didn't just play card games every day like my group did.
I don't even remember what I did all year.
I would just the entire time I would either play Cards Against Humanity with all my friends, or we'd just be in the middle of stressing about math, where I'd be checking Alvin's math paper, Cameron would be copying off of Joel's math paper, Jin would be yapping about something.
I literally just can't remember what I did. I remember, like, the fact that none of my friends were ever there.
But did they always just go to like different classes or something?
Well, like, Long fell off the face of the planet. Nobody knows. He was literally never there for that class. Um, Kirby, like, always was doing something. Avery didn't go to school that much. And then I just made Dylan talk to me.
You forced him into it.
Yeah, most of my dynamics with people is just me talking to them, and sometimes they respond.
I know Alvin and Jin are both taking another AP class from Mr. Harris this year. I don't know why, but
That's crazy.
yeah, I don't know. They could have. They're taking AP U.S. History. I don't know why they're not just taking the concurrent class for it, because that's probably easier. And they didn't do amazing on the AP test or anything like that. So I just don't know
I
why
thought
they
you said they
didn't.
got 4s.
Huh?
I thought you said they got 4s.
No, they got 3s and 2s.
I would literally. I have to take AP pre-calc.
See, I'm just doing college algebra.
I'm gonna do that my senior year.
I just want to do college algebra now because I don't need pre-calc for any of my major, and it's just algebra 2.5 from what I've heard.
Well, Mr. Middleton really pushed on us to not take a gap year of math, so I tried to like plan it out
See,
to where
yeah, I'm trying to get pretty much all my credits done this year. So then senior year,
my credits are done after this year.
the only credit I won't have done is maybe my science credit. It just depends on if I take a concurrent science class this second semester.
I won't have a science this year because I'm doing the nursing program my senior year.
Uh,
So it counts for science, so why would I torture myself?
yeah, I don't really want to take a science class after
The
chemistry.
trauma I endured.
Yeah. And Joseph himself specifically said that he took chemistry to prepare himself for concurrent chemistry, but he said it made him worse at chemistry as a concept. So,
Yeah, now I'm just like, it's like I hear the word chemistry and I go in fight or flight.
I it's I that entire class feels like a distant memory now. I forgot
It
about it.
wasn't even, it was not even like only the class itself. It was just, she hated me. Like, hated me with a passion.
See, fortunately, she didn't hate me. She genuinely forgot I was there. She did not remember my name up to the end of the
That
year.
was Allie. That was Allie. She didn't even like remember Allie's name. She called Allie Kirby and Kirby Allie.
Yeah, she never remembered my name at all, which I don't know how, considering I sat next to Alvin, and she would always remember Alvin's name, and would always turn stuff in with each other, like, at the exact same time. But she just never remembered my name.
Maybe it's the fact that you can be like the like you can be like focused and locked in. That earlier in the morning, bro, I was just chatting. It didn't help that I'm just like a huge talker, and I guess that just really bothered her.
See, I don't do a lot of talking in the morning. That's why I'm glad I take LRC classes in the morning most of the time. Because I take my two LRC classes in the morning. I don't have to talk at all. By the time I get back to the school at like 10:30, I'm ready to actually talk now.
No, I couldn't like. She would just move me by different people, hoping that one of them wouldn't talk to me, and it never worked.
When she eventually, I think the very last seating chart, Alvin was like right behind me, and I would just like straight up look back at him, and we'd just talk the time, and she wouldn't care. I would also usually talk with CJ. And by talk, I mean mess with him and prank him and move his chair for no reason whatsoever, and him get mad at me, and she didn't care.
Yeah, maybe if you just had a good first impression, it started off strong, but my first impression with her was not good.
I remember my first impression of her. It was whenever I was going to open house, and I peered into the classroom and I saw her. I was like, "This isn't gonna go well." I could just tell.
I didn't go to open house, so I just literally walked in on the first day and I was like, I was talking really loud, and then she was like, "Can you lower your volume?" And I was like, ugh, "This is gonna be a year."
Did she then go on a rant about respect?
Yeah, and I definitely wasn't like, "Oh yes, ma'am, I'm sorry." I was like, "Oh okay, sorry."
I would never re- respond to like a teacher with yes ma'am or yes sir. I I know like Jin does it, and I know other people who do it. I will never respond to a single person as ma'am or sir. I don't know why. It's not because I hate
Did you?
them. It's just I don't know.
I'm not conditioned to say it, so when I do say it, it sounds like I'm saying it just because I'm in trouble.
See, it's not like I'm trying to be disrespectful. It's just I don't see a point in saying it.
It
I,
shouldn't be classified as disrespectful when you don't say it if you don't have the tone of being disrespectful.
yeah, the only time I'm ever gonna call someone like ma'am or sir is if I'm genuinely scared of them. Like with Jin's mom is the only person I'd say ma'am to because she is the scariest person alive.
I'm trying to think of anyone I say yes, ma'am, or yes, sir to. Mr. Wilmore. Yes, sir.
I remember Mr. Wilmore's class.
I had the tech class with him. That was my guy.
I was supposed to have it, but then I did virtual that next year, so I just never took it.
No. You could have been in there with me and Kirby, bro. This year we had to do it the class for like an internship hour
Hmm.
and we didn't do anything.
Yeah, I know Camden had that class, and this recent year he straight up dropped it because he didn't want to take it anymore.
Yeah, I dropped it this year because I don't even think we were following the program anymore. So I wasn't gonna get my like bachelor. What bachelor's is the first one, right?
Associate's 2 year, bachelor 4 year, master's 6 year. Isn't it like a 6 year program?
Yeah, it was supposed to be. I don't know. I was getting some kind of degree in like computer, like technology or science or something like that.
It was a
And I
degree
was like,
that
well, this.
yeah, it'd let you get a job paying paid like 80K a year. That's what Mr. Wilmore said. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, like backup options. Boom. Then this year we like were pretty sure we weren't even following the right thing, and we were like, yeah, I'm not taking this next year.
Yeah, I think like beginning of 7th grade year, and I was doing virtual. I like try to email him to keep up with it, but it got to a point where I was like, I'm too depressed to do any of this. I don't care. So I just
Yeah,
didn't do it.
I don't know how I made it through 7th grade. That could be a.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah, I don't know how. Seventh grade was a year.
How did anyone survive 7th grade?
I was thinking about the other night when the last like COVID generation will graduate of like people who are in school when COVID happened. I think it's like 8 years from now or something like that. It's so weird to think about. Just how there was just that whole year, or like year and a half span where COVID was just affecting everything.
Bro, I should have took the chance to go and say that I was learning virtually. I literally never did it.
Never?
No, I did not miss one day of school that wasn't for volleyball or key club.
You're too much of a goody two shoes.
No, my mom didn't let me.
All my friends, they did virtual at some point. I just did virtual the whole time, which I ended up really, really regretting. Because I think it made me infinitely worse at every subject. It got to the point
See,
where I
I
even
went.
plagiarized because of it. Not because of it, but I plagiarized because I didn't care enough to do actual work.
I only. My problem is if the teacher doesn't care, I don't care.
That's how I felt about Gagliardi's
Harris.
class.
That's how I felt about Harris.
I felt like Harris cared. It was just we didn't care. Because Harris would try at points to like get us to learn or whatever. We just didn't care. He didn't care enough to make us care. He cared, just not. It was our problem if we
And
didn't care.
and he just like I couldn't listen to him talk and be interested.
Yeah, I'd end up just getting on my phone if he tried to talk. Nothing I get. I think Harris is an interesting man from the stories he's told. It just I just don't care about his teaching.
And then like every conversation he would end and like ask me about volleyball and I'd be like, uh
See, I never had any like actual interactions with him unless I was going up there with like Alvin or Jin, because they would actually talk to him, and I would just kind of be like the person off to the side with them.
background character in that
I
conversation.
I'm a background character in any social setting, and it's great. It's like getting to watch a movie unfold.
Unfortunately, I just can't. I like am either like heavily involved in conversation or I'm like I feel like I don't have like a balance.
See, for me, it's either I'm completely dead silent, or I cannot stop yapping for the life of me. I don't know why.
And I feel like 90% of the time I fall into they can't stop yapping.
It
But I always tell people this when they ask me like, or if anyone ever is like, Danica, you talk too much. I just think like, if I wasn't who I am, aka a loudmouth, like I would not be myself. Like Danica Bridges would not be Danica Bridges.
it's your defining trait.
It is my defining trait, and I feel like everyone has a defining trait that they just can't let go of. You're like infinitely mysterious, and like you just can't let go of that.
No, it's always funny to hear like my friends talk about how I'll be like talking, but the moment a teacher says something, I lock in, dead silent, no, no thoughts, head empty.
Do you like retain what they say or no?
It depends on the teacher. If it's PAL, then absolutely not. I spent half of PAL's class the entire year just doodling or watching Alvin doodle. I did not retain a single bit of information from pretty much any science class I've ever had. for whatever reason.
That's
I
how I
just
feel about history as well. Science and history, I don't know nothing about.
I just don't think I've ever had a good science teacher. I don't know why.
I know I haven't. I saw Miss Young today, the sixth grade. If you were at Mac,
Yeah, I didn't have
I
her.
saw her.
I had Mr. Suits for 6th grade.
So I had Miss Young, and I saw her today, and she remembered me.
So
That was crazy.
you didn't have Mr. Suits?
No,
Oh, you're lucky. Mr. Suits was a interesting man. He picked me
I
for
met in that class.
Mr.
It's crazy.
Suits picked me for student of the month one time, and I was pretty upset about it.
Why?
Because I got picked for student of the month. I was like, oh, was it from Mr. Wilmore? Did Miss Wilmore pick me? It was like, I thought it'd be someone I liked. It was like, no, it's Mr. Suits, the
Someone who
cartoon character.
valued.
Mr. Suits class is a literal sitcom class. It was insane what happened there one time. There's the time he banned us from saying the word sausage in there. Someone put hand sanitizer in his coffee one time.
I remember that.
That was a interesting. And then let's see, 7th grade was virtual, so I didn't have a good teacher. 8th grade was the whole fiasco with the science teacher stuff.
Yeah. I had like 3 different teachers that year.
Yeah. See, my hour we had the assistant teacher the whole time, so it was slightly less bad, but it was
Oh,
still,
no.
yeah, it was still not great. And then let's see, 9th grade I had Miss Roz, where I liked Miss Roz as a person, but as a teacher, not.
If you can sit there and listen without getting distracted, she'll be a good teacher.
Yeah, but I can't. I could
I
never.
can't either. It's my same problem with Harris.
Miss Roz is a very great person, as far as just being a fun teacher. Like that whole project we had in there before, where we made a creature or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I have a video of Camden and Dylan with their thing.
What was their thing?
It was like the turtle, but they demonstrated how it was like reproduced.
I had mine as a spider LaBeouf, which is actor Shia LaBeouf on the body of a spider. It was great.
Mine was like, it was like a duck and something else. It was like a duck combined with something, a cat maybe. I don't know. I made it out of clay and my dog ate it, and I had to make another one. And
Oh.
I brought it to school, and it was literally still like falling apart because it wasn't dry.
See, and there's also the time Miss Roz literally was talking to me about how I dated a celebrity before, and we really just talked about that for a few minutes as well.
Okay, lore drop. What do you mean you dated a celebrity?
That's my favorite story to tell anyone. Okay, so 1st grade. Already it's 1st grade. So the term date is very, very loose. There's this person. Her name was Samara Lee, and she was super interested in me. She was the one who wanted. I didn't like her at first, but the moment she said she wanted to date me, I folded.
Okay, naturally.
Naturally. And she is actually the person who plays the Annabelle doll in all of the Annabelle movies. And it was only
What?
it was only 1st grade I dated her. She was like military at the time. Or yeah, she moved out after 1st grade. But she was also dating someone else at the time, like online, and her whole thing was like, oh, I could just marry both of you, and I could have both of your last names. It was a whole thing. It's always funny. Anytime, for any class, where we have to play 2 truths and a lie, I always put that truth in, because they think it's the lie, and it's amazing seeing the reaction every time.
I wish I was more complex to put for more like different things for those things. Anything like complex I could put down is like borderline trauma dump.
Real.
And I don't, that's not the impression I want to give.
See, I'd say of all the like icebreaker activities, Two Truths and a Lie is probably my favorite. It's the only one that doesn't make me want to curl up in a ball and die. So
If you can think of any more that doesn't make you want to curl up in a ball and die, let me know because our Key Club meetings, we start off with an icebreaker every day, every time, every meeting.
uh, so I could never. That's the exact reason I can never do Key Club. So I cannot deal with that kind of icebreaker. I cannot deal with that
Okay,
much interaction.
listen, but our icebreakers aren't always like super involved. Like we do, sometimes we do like concentration is my favorite one. I love concentration. But we also do like trivia, so you'll get in like two lines and you'll go against somebody in like a trivia game. Or we'll do like rock, paper, scissors, and if you win, you keep going. If you lose, you sit down.
I guess those aren't as bad, but I could still never do. No matter how many times Joel or Camden or my mom try to convince me to join Key Club, I never will. I simply.
Why?
I think it's because I did Builders Club in 6th grade and I didn't like
They're
that.
not the same.
I
They're
know it's.
not the same.
No, I know. I'm very well aware it's not the same. I just. It's still like, I got NHS. That's all I need.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
I
Give Key Club one more chance.
no. I could. My mom is continuously mad at me that I will never join Key Club. She always tries to convince me. It doesn't help that
You could.
Alvin every week for the entirety of sophomore year was like, oh yeah, I need to join Key Club soon. And then he didn't join, but he would always talk about it.
Support your fellow class of 2026.
I have absolutely no school spirit in the slightest.
You can have support your fellow classmate Danica Bridges.
Yeah, but like I would have to have school spirit though. I'm not even going to be at the
That
high
is
school.
not true.
I'm not going to be at the high school at all this year.
Okay. Key Club is after school on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
Or you don't even have to go to meetings for real. You literally, the information gets sent out on Remind. So you do not need to go to meetings. So as long as you join the Remind, you can go to events. You can also just go to events that Dylan and them go to. So it's not like you'll ever be alone. It looks good on your resume.
mm,
So beside your 4 on the AP Euro test, you can put Key Club member for 2 years.
see, those are good points, but like, I'd have to put in some modicum of effort, and I don't want to do
I
that.
bet you if I gave you a paper and you gave it to your mom would joyfully fill it out
Oh
for
yeah,
you.
she would do it immediately, but I wouldn't turn it in though.
And then you keep it in your bag or you give it to Dylan and they give it back to me and then you're a Key Club member.
Yeah, I'd keep it in my bag. The only thing I'd ever want to
They
do in Key,
grab it out of your bag.
the only thing I'd ever want to do in Key Club is Relay for Life, but I could just do that for an HS, so I don't need to join Key Club.
Or you can do both and you get hours for both.
Mm, no, no, I don't want to. I may have gotten a 4 on the AP test, but I'll be damned if I put effort into anything.
It could just be bonding moments with you and Dylan and them.
Dylan's not a huge fan of me, and Alvin and all of them.
What? No way.
What, Dylan not being a huge fan of me?
Yes.
That's a whole thing. I'll have to, that's something I have to say after the recording because I want it on YouTube. In fact, with that,
No, you don't want to turn into the canceled
I
podcast.
don't want to turn. Look, I had like a 40-minute segment just 2 weeks ago talking about pedophiles. All right, I think when it's YouTube drama, it's fine. I can't bring in real life stuff. That's where I draw the line.
So you won't spill like who your least favorite person at the school is?
Do I have a least favorite person at the school? I don't hate anyone, and I'm a joyful and whimsical person, so I don't hate anyone. So I don't have a least favorite person.
No
Actually,
Powell.
actually,
Oh no, Mrs. Biden. Sorry.
Now we can say pal at this point. I already said pal earlier. Are we counting both teachers and students?
Well, if you're not going to give me a student answer, then yes, we'll count teachers.
I have a student answer, but I don't know if you're friends with them, so I don't want to say it.
I'm trying to think of my student answer so then I can tell you so that we can form this, like, my least favorite student. I'm thinking. I don't think, like, this person's my least favorite, but I definitely see them and I'm like, can you stop? Like, not. Like, can you leave back, please? I don't know how to describe him. He doesn't, like, he's not very... Oh my gosh. No. I know who it is.
Who?
Jake Lohman.
I do not know this person.
He was in my class with Miss Romero.
Wait, what's his first name?
Jake
What's his last name?
Lohman, I think.
Loman. Well, I know. I know Jake Levinson.
Yes, wait, that might be it.
I went to.
What does he look like?
He.
I think I went on a rant about him in our 6th hour, actually.
I think he's got. I don't know what he looks like now. I can't really think of him. I know he had like blonde, very short hair.
Yes, and he kind of looks like a Chad, but he's not a Chad. He's just like.
I went to 3rd grade with him. He was my school bully.
Yes, I remember you telling me this because I went on a rant about him.
he went to my birthday party in 3rd grade, and he popped a water balloon on my head, and it made me start crying. Which, to be fair, that's
I cannot stand him. I can't do it.
I haven't spoken to him since 3rd grade or like 4th grade or something. There's one time at LRC, we both had LRC at the same time. There's one time we were walking out and he like held the door for me. He was like, "You look familiar. Did I go to school with you?" I was like, "Yeah, in 3rd grade went to school together." He was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "I remember you. Why don't you remember me?"
And why would you even act? You should why would he bring that up if he didn't remember you?
He specifically said he thought I was from like a different elementary school. He named like I don't remember which one he named, but he didn't name the one that I went to with him. I was like, "No, I went to this one with you." And he was like, "Oh,
this one." I had to do a camera roll dive to find.
Yeah, that's him, all right." Oh,
that is my biggest up. One time we were playing, bro, it was supposed to be me, Allie, and Kirby, but Allie was late, so it was just me and Kirby. And Darian's my guy, but Darian and Jake come up to us, and we were playing Scrabble in her class, and it was just, and we were like, oh, we're saving one for Allie, so only one more person can come, because we had to do 4. And they were like, well, she's not here right now, so, and then they sit down, and we played with him, and the entire time he's like, can you even count right? Can you even count right? Are you cheating? That's not a word. That's not a word. I was like, you're going to say it's not a word, look it up. But if you look it up, you're going to follow the rules on what happens if I'm right. And he was like, no, but you're cheating. Da, 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 da. And, oh my gosh, I need to find the picture. But at the end of it, he was like, I was like, I beat him. And I was like, you still lost, bud. And he was like, the win means everything to you, but the loss means nothing to me, and walks away. And I was like, this
what main character quote is that?
You want to be in an edit so bad.
Bro went home, watched a Homelander edit after that.
Bro actually went on security film, recorded that moment, and edited it himself.
He put the dumb TikTok music over it. No, everyone in our 3rd grade class knew him as the
trying
bully.
To find the picture. I literally can't believe that he bullied him.
And then his mom did work at Lawton High with my mom, but that doesn't work there anymore for whatever reason. And see, my mom tried like forcing a friendship between me and Jake because my mom knew his mom, even though my mom hated his mom, and then I hated Jake. So it kind of just ended up in a whole everyone hates everyone situation.
I'm trying to have Kirby send me this picture.
See, I think my least favorite person at the school, going, the only people I could say I hate are people who I don't actually know and only like see on a surface level. And for that, probably,
Yeah.
probably Addie Bratzler. Just,
Really?
yeah,
What about like?
because, well, I had an eighth grade class with her, and she was always really annoying in there. But I don't blame her for that, because everyone in that
Like
class is
talkative
annoying.
annoying?
Talkative, annoying, and just her general cadence, the way that she walked, the way that she talked, uh, other song reference there, um, and it's just I always see her as like the popular girl. Like when I think of her as like a Disney Channel popular girl. Whenever I see her, I don't actually know if that's what she's like personality wise. That's just the only thing I can think of.
That's just like the only person that comes to your mind.
I mean, there's Autumn Bond, who I went to elementary with,
Uh,
but I don't dislike her for anything in high school. It's just in elementary school where she was annoying. But I also think she might be autistic, so I don't want to say I hate her for that kind of reason,
You
because I'd feel
don't want to
bad.
be canceled in the future in case it comes out.
Look. I'm gonna get canceled for anything. It probably is gonna be something from the pedophile episode. So I think whatever I say here isn't gonna trump that. No, because back in third
No.
grade, I went to elementary with her, and we had a class assignment in English, and it was an assignment with like 3 people in each group. So me and my friend run a
Mm.
group, and the teacher assigned her to our group, and I didn't like her even before that, but I was like, I don't really know her. It's the same way I feel about Addie, but then whenever she was in our group, the entire time she kept going, "Why aren't you guys doing all the work? Come on, you guys need to do the work for me." And after that, I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't like you."
I'm trying to think of another one. You gave two, I have to give two. Jake is like my most passionate one. Like he would walk behind me in the hallways, and I would hope that I accidentally like fell and he tripped. I feel like he's my only like op, but I have people who I find like extremely annoying.
Like who? Give an example.
Um, this one's more controversial than yours, so I can't like. I'm trying to think of a less personal one.
Is it someone I know?
Yes.
Okay, you should definitely list them then, because then I could start funny drama.
No.
I don't think anyone. I don't think they're gonna make it this far into the episode. So I think your bases are covered.
Are you leaving in our drama spill?
I'm gonna leave at least some of it in. I will take out whatever is too not good.
Are you leaving name drops? Because that'd be crazy.
I'll leave in name drops. If you don't, you gotta name drop the person who I know.
You
But
can name drop Jake all you want.
I'll name drop Jake. I will take out the name drop for the person I know if you want me to, but I need to hear who it is.
Okay, so you can take it out. I sent you the picture of the Jake quote.
Oh yeah.
And I sent you the screenshot because I thought he said what I said he said, but he didn't. He said that's what he said. So I sent you what he said for real.
December 3rd, 1:31 p.m. Let's see. The loss means everything to me, but the win is everything to you. I'm gonna start using that quote.
And he got up, he slammed the books on the table and got up and walked away.
Did the teacher say anything about it?
It was Miss Romero. She was not paying attention.
That's fair.
It was a Scrabble day. That's her like off day.
That's her off day. Sometimes she pays attention on the Scrabble days, mainly like to Jin or out. There on the last Scrabble
Maybe
day
it's
we
because
had.
y'all had productive games. We had like words that like somehow were thrown into there.
Yeah, we very much so keep because everyone in my friend group is in some way socially awkward besides Joel. And on the last Scrabble day, there was a Alvin was gonna go to the NHS bingo the next day, and he was already
Uh,
asking Miss Romero, "Hey, do you know directions to get to the Veterans Center?" And Miss Romero was like, "Why are you asking me? Why would I know this?"
she was so funny. I loved her.
I much prefer her over, what's her name, Miss Phillips.
I liked Phillips, but she kind of felt like low-key mean girl to me.
I could see it. I think with Miss Phillips, I didn't mind her at the time, but it was once I had Miss Romero, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can't.
I also didn't like that we were so close during like my freshman year, and then the next year I'd come to her classroom and it was like she was now like didn't care about me.
Yeah, I think she forgot about me because one time she did bag check for me and she kind of just ignored me. But then she like the very next person she like acknowledged. There was a time I was
Oh,
walking with my friend as well who also had her class, and she said Miss Phillips said hi to my friend but didn't say anything to me. So I was like, oh nope.
yeah, like
With Miss Romero it worked out because Miss Romero knows both of my siblings, so it
really.
worked out better. Yeah, because she had my brother and she worked with my sister, so it worked out.
I loved her. I'm so sad she left.
Pretty much all the English teachers left, which is crazy.
I know. I'm really sad about her.
I mean, I'm glad she got. I would assume she wants to be a librarian more than English teacher, but it's still just one of those
Well,
things.
I knew she like that's her like end goal, but like it's still sad.
Luckily, I mean, it's not like I would have seen her much anyway, since, like I said, I'm not going to be at the high school at all this year, so I wouldn't have seen her. But it's still just, I liked Miss Romero. I think, as with most teachers, I faded into the background for her, but I still liked her.
I would go in there and tell her like my rants about my day, and she would listen and like.
See, I've never had a teacher where I just like do that. The closest I've had is like Mr. Billings, where I would go to his classroom in eighth grade
He
year.
was cool. I
But
liked him.
literally in eighth grade, I didn't go to English class because I'd finish all my work beforehand.
Neither did I.
Yeah, for the entire week, I'd finish my work. So then just every single day, I'd ask, "Can I go to Mr. Billings' class?" He'd go, "Sure." So then I'd just go over there for the entirety of the class.
Yeah, I went to Morlet's a lot. That was another comfort teacher I had.
Morlet.
But I was sorry.
See, my brother also had Morlet, and like I think Morlet kind of forgot about me. I don't know, it's weird
Uh,
because like I've interacted because I mean he's obviously very involved with like Mr. Billings, so I've interacted with him before. But I don't think he recognized me. I just know when I had his class, I would literally do nothing the whole time, unless if like Jaleese or Lily would end up like roping me into something. But that's it.
I always Morlet was more of like low key father figure for me.
Hmm.
That was my guy. But I feel like every year I find a teacher to be
I think
my favorite, and I just
yeah.
latch onto them.
I think for me this year is probably Middleton. Middleton was my goat.
I loved Middleton. I would chat with him a lot. This year it was definitely Romero. Freshman year it was Phillips or Bulig. Bulig was my guy too. I pick like a male and a female teacher, but like Coach Song, since he's a teacher and a coach, he like doubles.
Mm. See, yeah, I'd say it was Middleton for me this year, and then literally every other year would have been probably Billings. Besides like sixth grade year, where that would have been. Actually, I don't know who it would have been. Maybe Wilmore.
Wilmore was probably mm, he was definitely like not my main one, just because he didn't always want to hear it. But
I'd say it was probably Mr. Wilmore. If not him, then Mr. Lambert. But maybe not Mr.
Miss
Lambert.
Wilmore's a good one. I liked Miss Wilmore.
I always forget about Miss Wilmore for whatever reason. I don't know why.
They're such an iconic couple.
Didn't they divorce recently?
What?
That
No
I
way.
I heard that from someone else, but they also said it
Please.
may not be true. So I do not know for sure. It might not be true.
I really hope you're lying. I really hope you're lying.
I would prefer if I'm not truthing as well.
I cannot. That could be some damaging information. I was definitely scared that you were going to ask me a controversial question and I was going to be like canceled.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you your opinion on every single world topic.
If you would ask me on the world topic, I'd have been like, do you not remember I told you I got a 1 on my AP Euro test?
I was going to ask you about the socio-economic political state of the world.
No, I thought it was going to be like more of like a cultural question.
No. I just came up with the question because I was going to do it as a whole video. I was like, I can't do that as a whole video. That'd be better to bring in a guest for a debate. I have a whole list of just guest topics saved on my phone for every single guest.
Do you correlate them to the person or just whatever you feel like talking about?
It depends on how well I know the person. For someone like Alvin, it's very, very specifically coordinated for what his question is, everything about it. But someone like, I'm trying to find here. I guess there's someone like you, because I don't know you as well as with Alvin. So for you, it's less of, I'm not going to give you like a whole hypothetical question I would give Alvin.
Uh-huh.
Even though it would be
No,
funny.
you told me that I wouldn't get to know the question, and I was like, oh my gosh, what if I don't calculate my response correctly and then I say something wrong? Because I definitely don't think before I speak at all.
I can
So I was
guarantee.
like a what?
I was just say, I can guarantee you, no matter what you said, wouldn't have been as bad as one of the episodes I had with a guest where I had to cut out like 5 minutes worth of recording because of what they said.
Besides the fact that I made you like gossip on your podcast.
That's fine. It's not racism, so that's fine.
That's crazy.
I've had to cut out some racism before, and then there's an episode like last week or a few weeks ago where I had to cut out a bunch of. I mean, the entire guest segment was still about pedophilia, but I had to cut out more stuff about pedophilia. I didn't cut out anything from Alvin's episode, shockingly. I don't know how.
You guys make controversial.
I mean, Alvin went out. I gave him like a really dumb hypothetical, and it just went on for 20 minutes. The only part that I would have maybe had to cut out was at one point Alvin said he would whip it out. I left that in, and luckily he didn't keep elaborating like one of my other friends would have, but...
He didn't dig himself a hole.
Huh?
He didn't dig himself into a hole.
No, I've had a friend, the racism friend. He did that before. He dug himself into a hole. It was fitting because that was the 4th of July episode, or the episode before 4th of July. So
Me going back to look at who was on that 4th of July episode.
Yeah, because I should have had him on for 4th of July because he's a very patriotic man, both in the best and worst ways possible. But he was going on vacation the very next week, so I couldn't. So I had to do it the week before. Who did I have on the actual 4th of July? Let me see.
I like you're like, oh, we're just like 20 minutes, but our topic can't really be weird sideways.
Why didn't? Yeah, that's what happened. Literally, the same thing happened with the other topic, where originally it was just like a pretty basic question, and then it veered into 30 minutes of talking about pedophiles on YouTube.
I literally thought to myself, and I was like, I bet you this takes longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got to a point where I was like, yeah, no, this is lasting longer than 20 minutes. All right, the person I had on July 4th, their segment was pretty tame. There's only one point where there's a racism thing. But that was it.
It was probably
I only
when I
cut out
said
one
that
thing.
they should drop their heart, what color their heart is. That's when you're like, yeah, this is not.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's going to have some really good riffs in it.
But we're like, what are we talking about?
That's the best part of a podcast is when it just goes completely off the rails. And it's a completely different topic.
I like had a guest show moment. I was like, canceled with Jared and Danica. Who do you hate the most at our school?
That'd be I should do that as an actual normal video. That'd be fire. I already have a video I want to do where it's ranking every single school fight from last year, but I just haven't recorded
Oh
it yet.
my gosh. I love that.
Every single time I mention that idea to someone, they immediately go, I need to be on the episode. I already have
I was going to say that, but I feel like I'm not as qualified as some people.
the 3 people I picked Alvin and Zasia, because I talked to them the most about school fights, and then I picked someone who goes through a different school, so they wouldn't be biased. Well, I haven't had the chance to record that yet.
We could do like a weekend to school and we'll be like, who do we hate the most?
I want to start doing more YouTube videos in general about school.
Who your new haters?
Because I did the most recent video of the Kinder Surprise egg opening, just at school. And I just want to do more stuff like that, just dumb school videos.
Unfortunate we won't have a whole hour, bro. If you had a podcast last year, we literally could have all just filmed during the entire class.
The entirety of the class, exactly. Now, luckily I still have I have stuff I can turn into YouTube shorts for Miss Powell's class, so it works out. In fact, I think I have one that's scheduled to post tomorrow. I just need to ask.
When is this getting posted?
I need to ask this. Let's see. I need to edit this probably as soon as the recording's done. I just need to edit this in, schedule it for tomorrow morning. I'll have the YouTube short for tomorrow morning. I need to ask Joel's permission for that one first. And then I need to record another video tomorrow. Schedule 2 other videos. Price plan 1 video. I need to do stuff before school starts.
Bro's locked in.
I'm locked in. I'm spending lots of money on a upcoming video. I need to get a return on it.
That's crazy. When you post this video, tag me in it and I'll post it on my story.
Alright, I will do that for sure. Anytime,
I'll be like, everyone go follow Jared's podcast right now.
You'd even list the specific timestamp when your segment starts.
No. I'll make everyone listen to it.
They'll have to listen to me talk.
Nobody wants to hear me talk more than they do.
They'll have to listen to me talk about Five Nights at Freddy's and Dead by Daylight for 15 minutes.
They should be like, I thought you were on this. I'm like, I am, trust.
I am. He's got to get to the 15-minute mark.
And they're like, Danica, literally, what are you talking about? Why did you want me to watch this?
Why do you want me to watch this random guy with a really low sounding mic for whatever reason ramble about a video game in a video game?
It adds character.
Of course. That's why I don't tell people what the...
So famous. I talked about it at practice today that I was going to be on your podcast.
What? You did?
Yes. What? I talked about it the last time I was supposed to be on it too, and I was so sad that our scrimmage got rescheduled.
What did the people say that you told it to?
Well, I told Allie, and she was like, bro, no way. And I was like, yeah, you better tune into my episode. And then I told Kirby, and she was like, bro, can you believe that? That was just not a joke we made. And I was like, I wasn't joking.
See, I was just you guys put the seed in my brain because I've always wanted to do YouTube anyway. And the moment I started asking other friends and put the YouTube poll up, and literally every single person just said yes to doing it. So I was like, okay, I guess this is my summer now.
Yeah, it gave you a new like summer like hobby.
It gave me something to do besides rotting in bed, so it worked out. See, how long has this segment been going on for? Oh, this is gone over an hour long. I'm gonna have to cut out like 5 minutes of it, but it's still reaching the hour mark, which makes this the.
Oh, are all podcasts you do an hour long?
No, usually it only reaches like the 10-minute mark for the guest segments. You might have the longest running guest segment so far.
Oh my gosh, I feel so honored.
You beat out the
If
pedophile
anything,
episode.
if anyone were to have yapped the longest, it would be me.
It would be you. I think
It's just again, it's a defining characteristic.
your iconic characteristic.
Iconic. Thank you. I'm putting that on my wall.
Well,
In 2024, August 7th, Jarrett said I was iconic. Because I
iconic is
talk
one
too
of my
much.
favorite words to say.
Iconic is, it's just like, it describes such like a niche thing that it like is perfect.
See, for me, it's just because one of the TV shows I watch, they use the word iconic in like every scene. So I just say it all the time.
I say it for like very memorable moments. Yeah, that was iconic.
That was iconic.
Never forgetting about that. What a day I've had. I went to enrollment. I went went to practice, went back to enrollment. Then I came home, cleaned my car, went on a podcast, and then I'm going to the rodeo.
See, I just went to Applebee's today, so that's not. I haven't really had that much of an eventful day.
My life is just like ever interesting.
Your life is like a movie.
Thank you. My life is just like you. I like to keep the viewers entertained.
Never let them know your next move.
No, really, honestly. Like if you know what I'm doing next, you don't.
See,
I promise.
that's me. I never let it. I have like a set list of things I might do next, and no one can ever know what it's going to be.
See, I don't even know what I'm doing next. So honestly, if I don't know, they can't know.
I just pull whatever reference I could find in my memory palace, and I say it, and then no one understands the reference, but it doesn't matter.
No. One of the worst feelings ever is when you remember like an internet reference and it fits so perfectly with a moment, but you say it and nobody knows what you're talking about.
That's my entire life, where I'll make a reference perfect for the moment, but no one else knows what I'm talking about, even though they probably should. And
That's my like one. I have one friend who will always understand my like references, but I'm not around him that often. But when I am, it's like refreshing.
see, even like Alvin, he'll get some of my references, but other ones he just doesn't. I like spread my references out evenly among everyone I know, so none of them know all of the references unless they all come together and piece it together.
No, my references are more just like things I see and it reminds me of it, and I say it, and they're like, "What?
See,
What are you saying to me right now?"
with any reference I have, I'll say it once and it's funny, and I'll say it. Well, it's not funny, but I say it more and it becomes a bit. But then I say it more times and it gets less and less funny. And I haven't gotten I haven't gotten far enough yet, but I assume if I keep doing it, it's gonna get a maximum amount of funny. So that's why I keep up every bit.
You're just trying to max out.
I'm maxing out on funniness.
Unfortunately, I can't have the world's longest podcast segment because I do have to get ready.
Unfortunate.
I know. I would set the world record, honestly.
You could set the world record. You could come back on another episode, set the world record.
Yes. We need to start canceled with Jared and Danica. and then we get other people canceled.
Of course.
No, we're not recording. We're recording. Keep the film rolling. They don't gotta be that bad. I feel like saying like the least favorite person at school is not that controversial.
That's not that controversial, yeah. I mean, even the least favorite people I said are people I don't even really know, and they don't know me either, so it works out.
And I feel like my least favorite person, he knows.
He knows he knows that everyone knows, except that group of jockeys he has at LRC with him. He has a
Ew,
literal
I
group.
bet you they don't even like him for real.
he has a literal group of lackeys, and it's like it's a Disney Channel thing.
He wishes he was in a Disney Channel film. He probably thinks he looks like Ross Lynch.
Him in a Disney Channel movie would go crazy.
Bro, I die. I literally, that's like nightmare. Adult Swim type of stuff.
If I was in a Disney Channel movie with him, I would be one of the kids bullied by him, but not the main kid. I would just be like the side kid that gets bullied, but then gets pushed away and never seen again. That would be me.
I don't even think we could exist in the same world.
It just wouldn't be possible.
Literally. Maybe we could be on a reality TV show, Baddies West, but it's me and Jake.
You should pitch that idea.
He want to be a baddie so bad.
You should pitch that idea to him. He would love it. I'm sure you message with him regularly.
Yeah. We're like actually in the same friend group, if you didn't know.
He's actually in the room with you right now.
Yeah, listen to our podcast. Ew, if anyone assumed that we'd be friends, I need to go through some character arc. No, I definitely think everyone assumes and knows that, like, it's you, Alvin, and then, like, besides you and Alvin, Jen, Camden, Joel, and then he comes into play.
Me and Alvin are the most iconic duo in the school.
Yeah, you guys are, like, the duo I think of.
The famous duo. It's unfortunate because we're only gonna have one. I'm only gonna have one class with him this year, which is unfortunate.
I don't think me and Allie have any classes together.
The only class I have with him is Comp 1, and that's it.
I don't think I have. What are you taking at the LRC?
I'm doing it at LRC, yeah.
What time?
Mondays, Wednesdays, 8 to 9:30.
Yeah, let's go! Bro, please tell me we have the same comp class. I'm gonna send you my schedule. Hold on.
See, I know people who have Comp 1, but college algebra, I know literally no one else taking college algebra. The only other person I know taking it is Avery, but she's taking it at the actual campus, and I'm taking it at LRC. So I know literally no one with me in that class. Let's see. Yeah, see, I'm only taking 3 classes this semester because I'm taking Comp 1, college algebra, and then I have VOTEC in the afternoon.
Like, my internship is with SODS, so it isn't really a class.
Let's see.
And ceramics is just fun.
Yeah, and with my schedule, I have literally 2 hours during the middle of the day I'm doing nothing. It's perfect. Because after my Comp 1 class, I don't have a single other class until 11:45. So it's just 2 hours.
You got lucky.
I got lucky. I'll have a bunch of college work, but I got lucky.
You'll have the 2 hours to get it done.
You really think after the Key Club discussion I'm going to put in effort and do homework on time? No.
It's like one of those things where it's like you've been smart your whole life that you feel like you can just like do everything last minute and you'll get it done.
Yeah. I don't do everything last minute. Like, I'll, like, for vocab packets and Romero's, I would, like, study a little bit throughout the week, but I've never had
Nah,
to.
that was all last minute.
I've never had to like go super crazy on studying. I didn't study for the AP test. Besides,
Neither did I.
all I did,
I need to this year though.
I think, yeah, it was the night before the AP test. I spent about 10 minutes looking at like a summary of all the chapters, and I was like, well, that's enough.
I watched a YouTube video about tips and I fell asleep.
Jin did so much studying for it. He skipped a day of school just to study for it, and he got a
That's
3
crazy. On what?
on the AP test.
Oh. I thought we were talking about the ACT.
Oh, the ACT. Oh, that one I didn't study for either. That one I got a. What did I get on the ACT? I got a really high score in English. I don't remember what else I got. I
I
think
got a 26 in English.
Let's see, what did I get on the? I think I got a 28 on it, if I want to say, overall.
Oh my god, Jared.
And then for reading, I got a 32.
I got a 24. You're my Joseph.
I don't remember if Joseph was even able to take it. I know Joseph had a whole bunch of stuff going on where for some reason it put him as on the ACT website. It said he was born in like 2014 or something like that. It was glitching out. I don't remember if he took it. I think Alvin got a higher score than me, and he got one higher than me overall.
Avery got a really high score. I can't remember if she got a 28 or a 30.
Yeah, I think I kept the same scores I did before, but I got higher in like other areas. I don't even think
No, I got the 26 in English, but my math score dropped 1.
I know my lowest score was math because it always is.
Yeah, I think mine was STEM. I'm so bad at science.
I usually am so bad at science, but this last ACT, I was like, oh, I think I did super good on this one. I actually did good on the science section. I got it back. It was the literal exact same score as last time.
I got a really good science score the time before, but my most recent time it went down. Like my math and my science was really high on the one I took before, and then my English and grammar one was really high on this one.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time focusing though, so that's my big issue.
See, I'm able to lock in really easily.
No, I have ADHD, so it does not help.
See, I always do really good on the reading segment of the ACT.
Yeah, English is my good one, like reading in English.
I've seen people say that reading is their worst one and that math is the easiest, and I don't know how.
Bro, I'd be mixing up formulas, making formulas that don't exist.
Yeah, what I did with this last ACT was like, okay, I'm just going to do all the ones I know for sure right now, and I'll skip back and go to the previous ones afterwards. I think
Did it work?
I did maybe 10 of them, and then all the other ones I had skipped. I was like, oh, no.
Nope. It makes me mad because I like borderline know how to do them.
Yeah, it's like I could sort of remember it in my brain, but it's like I don't know the exact thing.
Okay, I have to go now or else I'm never gonna go.
Alright, quick outro. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Of course, we're gonna start another one called Canceled with Jared and Danica.
Of course, multiple podcasts, and that's about it. Okay, bye.